Hello guys, welcome back. Today's should be a shorter stream, I guess, because the topic is gonna be something related to Remesh, which most of the people would already know. But even before going into the topic, I saw something. I was trying to find some environment for posing my models. If you guys didn't know, I previously created this Royal Enfield model. Yeah, if someone wants to learn how I did this, yeah, put it in a comment section. Yeah, I can cover that in a different video. But uh, I was trying to find some environment where I can put it to create some visual images, but I couldn't. But eventually, recently, I found there are a lot of environments available in NVIDIA's website. You can download it for free. The only painful thing is that you'll have to manually import all the textures and even hard textures. What else? Normals, opacity. Even in some cases, you'll have to um, consider the emissive tab as well. You'll have to fill it. For example, in this case, for the bulb, yeah, you'll have to find the emissive tab and you'll have to fill it there. But the overall, I found the environment in NVIDIA website so cool. Uh, and yeah, if you guys want to try, you can straight away go into those NVIDIA's website. I can even put the link in the description of the video if you guys want to. But let me save this for future. Uh, but today's video is something different. So you guys know you can scan and even download models of scan people. I have also tried scanning my face before using my iPad, but if you see the actual scan body, typically comes like this with all sorts of uh, issues with the mesh. And even if you see the wireframe mode, yeah, these are all triangles. And if let's say you want to rig a model, you want clean topology. So what I mean by clean topology is, let's say you're having a character model and you see the face groups and the wireframe. Let's not have the face group. You can see the wireframe. You can see it goes around the lip, nostrils, and the mouth jaw. Solo mode, you can see this is not clean enough for professionals. If you go industrial professionals who design character models for them, this is still a bad topology, because if you see the number of triangles, it is 15k triangles. They will try to limit it further, and reason being, if they are simulating those models, they don't want the like they don't want the model to like need too much of memory space just to process one scene. And if that is like, if it is taking too much to process just one scene of a video, it's gonna take forever to create a whole video. So that's the reason they typically try to limit the number of triangles, polygons, and imagine the character is far behind in the scene. You don't want that many triangles to process the whole. So for that purpose, this is still not the best way to do. But for a regular hobbies, a clean topology, if you are interested in, can try doing this method which we are seeing here. I'm gonna see here within Nomadsculpt. No, I'm not going to take you to Blender because there might be more better tools in Blender. So it is clear. Yep. Okay. So there are better tools in Blender for sure. So even before, I'm gonna go by base straight away from the basics. How we typically create a character model. We build building blocks, and then that's how we trim it out, move here and there, and try to create the basic shape of a character, and then from there we start to sculpt. So let's go by from basics. Front view. Let's say there's the view here, and you got typical quad sphere. And let me put it in the right view. Can you use a quad sphere or something else? For this case, I'm just sticking to it. It's just already there, and I'm going to use the gizmo, clone it, and might be shrink it a bit so that that can be the jaw. Not quite the jaw I wanted. And let me add another cone, might be. Bring it somewhere here, shrink it down, tilt it slightly. I don't want the tilt. And move it a bit far away. You can adjust the height. In the front view, you can adjust the width. Get the nostril region, and that should be it for my base model, base building block. And if you see in the face group, these are all different face group definitely, and I'm gonna stay with this face group for time being. And let me merge it all. For the center, let me pin it so that that center is gonna stick there in the origin. And boolean, keep sharp edges, boolean. I'm just having it like this, hiding the wireframe, and then yeah, you can trim and fill using lasso or even planar. Flipping it, trying to I'm gonna use this lasso, which might work better. And for the lip, maybe I'm gonna delete that. Oh, whatever. And once a basic body is there, now I'm gonna use the move tool, and this is where, if you see the number of triangles here, there are too many number of triangles, which is gonna cause you which is gonna be hard for you to move the body here and there. So maybe you can decimate the body by using this option. So now if you are trying to move, a slight movement is gonna be easier for you to manipulate the whole body easily. And yeah, once this is done, I'm gonna use dynamic topology. So you can enable dynamic topology and set whatever detail you want. And I'm gonna switch off the face group so that I have full freedom accessing the shapes. And I'm just moving it around, and you can see the triangles being formed. And since the nose profile was already there, I don't want to worry about much about it. I just need to worry about the whole shape of the the character at this point. And yeah, let me add some region for the eye socket. And if you hide the wireframe mode, if you don't want to see the wireframe mode, some people struggle visualizing without wireframe. Some prefer the other way around. I typically prefer wireframe, so I know where I'm touching on the model. And again, use the smooth, increase the, and might be change the shape of the head. And yeah, there, maybe I should increase, add more chin for him. You see the face groups are not visible right now, so that is the reason it is not controlling, like limiting uh, your sculpting process. And yeah, I'm gonna do that there, some here, 3D view. Yeah, it might be some inflate. What do you say? Inflate. For the lips, and inflates up, reduce. Might be, it's gonna reduce, remove, and even in the sockets. And now if you go to quad measure, you see the face groups are now visible. Just remove the face groups for time being, and hit same with the symmetric on. Now in the wireframe mode, it already looks decent with the topology. Might be hit it again. So if someone doesn't, like, if someone is new to Nomadsculpt, quad mesh is a paid tool which you can buy within Nomadsculpt. And yeah, I've been using it for a few years now. It's an amazing tool. It's quick and does the job. Yeah. So now comes the face groups. So now you got the basic shape of whatever character you're trying. I'm not looking at any reference images, so I'm just going by the flow. So let's say there's a shape you want to work with, and the best way to my suggestion, based on my experience, is to split the skull as a separate face group. So straight away, I usually go into face group separation mode, lasso. Let's say I'm gonna split this skull. Let me do it fully. Now the skull is being separated. As a reference face group, I can hide it whenever I want. Go into face group again, and now you know the lip is going to be a different face group, which is obvious. And I'm going to just choose that region, and for time being I'm leaving it as it is and hide it. You know that that region is being covered. Now I typically choose this region as a separate face group, which can also be subdivided further. So I'm gonna just hide it, hide this. Now that it's been done, now the remaining sections I typically choose from this view, or yeah, this one should also work. Go for this, just the eye socket and the nostril. That should be a separate one, and hide this. The nostril now being available, I will just go for the socket, eye socket as a separate face group. Now if you clear every hidden face groups, you can see it's already been split into multiple shapes. And you can even go further and choose the nostrils if you want. So go in the dot mode and just go for some section here, auto pick. Not gonna give it deep nostril other than, yeah, just like this. Now you can see those sharp edges here. You can either go here and smooth it out slightly, which could sometimes solve most of the cases, but let me visually see how it looks. So you can see there is a distortion of the object. If you're fine with this, then that is the best way to do, like, because it is quick, easy, everything has been now every edge is now relaxed. If you don't want that, if you want to do it controlled way, still again go to the dot mode. I would prefer auto pick on, or I would switch between auto pick on and off, and then you can enable the dynamic topology again. Choose whatever size you prefer for the case, because if you are working in a close, like a zoom version, and you want to work on a specific region, you'll have to adjust that dynamic topology accordingly. And then, yeah, just auto pick. In this case, I'm just creating the face group based on surrounding, and now there is another option, relax, as well, right? It's been there, just need to relax it. And this, if you don't so this can be used in some situations where you have there are some holes in the, let's say I'm gonna create a dot, add a face group here, sorry, and let's say I delete it, and there are some holes in the body, and in that case then you'll have to fill it. So you can use the close hole option and it fills it. Then you can use the auto picker and try to move around like this. When sometimes you are doing it manually in certain regions, you'll have to use this dynamic topology option so that it softens that region, and then when you use quad remesher, then that region, the issues in that region will be completely removed. So for our case, I'm gonna smooth it out, which should already give the desired result. I leave it as it is and give half. Oh, sorry, I forgot to check the face group. Yeah, I'm gonna do it half now. So you can see there, that is what I don't want. So when something like that it happens because there are too many face group covered in the same region. So if you relax, it's not going to help you at all. So in that cases, I would try doing a subdivide. You see what's happening there. Subdivide is softening already. Sorry, it is elevating. There are some more triangles there, and I'm going to give a same. You see what's happening there. It is softened. Since you subdivided, number of vertices are now increased. I'm going to hit same again and half. Try to do it again, half, and now the same. So when you click the same, try to solve regions like this, and if it is not working, yeah, this is where you can use face group, choose auto pick. I can manually pick that region there, might be even relax it, and if it is not working as you required, go to the dynamic topology. Yeah, that should solve that. And find any other errors. Okay, I want the jaw to be defined properly, so I'm going to use the dot mode. remove this. Might be jaw ends here, I guess. Yeah, it's depend on the character what you have in your mind. And relax dynamic topology. Okay, I'm gonna hit the same again. So you can see the topology is now clean around most of the regions. And now that is being done, the cool part about this is if you are using move tool now, it only moves that face group, which can give you that defined jawline around the characters. So, and that means you need not worry about losing your sharpness on those edges. If you want those sharpness there, if I remove the wireframe, you can see that the jawline gets sharp there, and you just need to go and smooth other regions, and you'll slowly you can easily work on this now. So since the face groups are now available, you can concentrate on specific regions and work. Now typical issue, like what will be the next step is, oh, where did the nostril go? I don't know. Let's try to do it again. Create new nostril and relax it with dynamic topology on. Okay, the triangle is big. And this one as well, if you want to go relax. So I'll switch between the dot and the relax. And so this character is already symmetric, so I need not worry much. And hit the same. Yeah, that's all there. So since the nostril is a separate face group, now we can literally select mask, click on the nostril, sorry, clear on top option, click on that, and now we can invert it. Now we can use the gizmo tool, remove the pin, and in this case I can even change the pivot slightly as if I'm moving the nostril in. You can see that in the X-ray mode, I think. Yeah. And if I don't want that angle, let's try to change the pivot slightly, and okay, just like that it goes in. And if I go X-ray mode, you can see, yeah, the cavity is being formed, and you can also visually see it's been pulled up. So what you'll have to do is, whenever you do something like this, you'll have to add more topology by subdividing it, and then hit the same button in quadrimeter measure. That should give more topology in that region, so you are not destroying the features. So that is just a nostril. Would I do the nostril right away without even having the nose shaped? Yeah, that's fine. Who cares? It is just a concept, just an idea for this scenario, right? And okay, smooth it. And then comes the eye and the lip sockets. So most of the topology issues comes in the eye region. So let me save this project. Issue with the eye is the way method you want to design an eye. Do you want it to be to have eyelashes which can move, or you just want to have it like a visual purpose? So it depends on the purpose of the character which you're designing. If you're just designing for fun and you don't want to worry about anything else, just you can go there and inflate, start to inflate, and create a pocket around it. Okay, you can work around like that. That is one way to do. Other way is just add a UV sphere. And a reason I'm unconsciously choosing UV sphere here, reason is it has the topology going from corner to corner, from might be pole to pole, let's say. And I'm gonna reduce the size, and when the gizmo is not on, I'm gonna add a mirror so it comes on both the sides, so you can visually see where it is. Click on the sphere. Now snap mode on. 90-degree takes to the other side, so 45. Okay. 90-degree would have worked, sorry. And I'm gonna move here, change the size of the eyeball. Okay. So now the job is now to define where the eyeball comes. For my character, let's say I'm gonna have it somewhere here. Let's imagine. And somewhere here. And since it is an eyeball, I'm gonna retain it in the original axis, but I'm gonna clone it, which is intent again. I could have stated that is, let's say that is the eyeball, and this has to be designed as an eyelash. So eyelash covers on both the sides, right? So I try to adjust this axis point and the other axis point on the body of the model. So if you don't have space, like the body is not touching it, you'll have to either bring the body in, you'll have to turn it around, and it's not necessary. It is just trying to accommodate the eye inside the socket, right? So that means it has to be somewhere like this. And I can even try to turn this slightly. And you're also seeing that point there. So you know it's close to where I want. And now I can go there in solo mode and validate it. Use the face group. The front view, you can use dot and create some face groups there. It is gonna be the opening of the eyelid. So the solo mode, remove, and that is there. That is there. So where is he looking? Is he looking at you? Yeah, he is close to there. And the socket also has to be filled on the bottom. So this, when you separate the face group, you will get the better idea. So that's the reason I do it. I click on this and I'm gonna move it so I can allow the eye socket to be covered, and that is the bottom layer of the eye. So your jawline is fine, eye socket is fine. Now you just need to find a way to combine these together. And on the face group, so since I am working with the like a separate body in this case for the eyeball, I can even use the same face group, auto pick here, and fill it back so that I need not retouch it again later on. And with that being done, now I'm gonna use hide this, and selection mask. I can yeah, use somewhere around this thickness and extract. I can add few more loops. Division, yeah, extract. If you unhide the sphere, it is going to be there, and this, you know, the eye is within the socket. You just need to make sure the outer body is merged with the eyelashes, and you can hide that. You know, the UV sphere had something hidden. I can remove that, and now that UV sphere is gonna create the cavity around the eye socket, so that for the eye, maybe I can have a clone of it as a backup. I typically add a group, rename it as backup, and even the UV sphere clone, that is a backup, and the main body as a clone, a backup. So this is going to be hidden. There is a way to lock it, right? Yeah, the lock sometimes doesn't work. I'm going to leave it there. So this UV sphere, I'm going to enlarge it a bit, and I'm making sure it doesn't go beyond or go in, and hide it. Mirror clone, this is going in. Now if I validate that and join children, yes, in solo mode it's going to be a hidden object. You can show it and see. Might be you can even remove all the face groups which you had, and go to the solo mode, make sure it is hidden, and subtract it from the actual main body. Keep sharp edges, so you got the cavity there. So now that you got the cavity, just ensure if you are okay with the face group, let's say go in the solo mode. You see the cavity is going to have a different face group that is based on the sphere's face group, and if you are fine with it, yeah, that's fine. And now you can even clone this, and might be delete this one from here, this one from here, and you can validate this, join children, and you can combine both the bodies, this one and this one, boolean. So now it's been like both the bodies are now connected, and that is where you just need to pick, sorry, this one and fill it out. What I would recommend is, let's go here and first of all change the face group of the cavity. Reason being, there are certain situations where the face group remains there and it causes some issues. So you see that region, it is now the face group has been changed, and now you just need to boolean it, and yeah, you have the cavity, and you just need to go do the same thing onto the you can go here and even select I would recommend using the auto pick. It automatically picks whatever color. You can see the color being changed here, and then switch it off and make sure this is not plus, and just click on this body. It is going to change that. Now you know this, the outer face. Imagine you want to create this curvical shape without having this sphere. It is going to be a challenging job. So yeah, this makes having The sphere doing the job is always making it easier, and you just need to now move it around. So while moving, what happens is you don't want the interior to be affected. So select mask, it's been selected, and just go face group hidden. I can move and adjust whatever shapes you want. Might be even smooth it. And this is where dynamic topology comes again handy. Smooth it, doesn't care whatever is around it, just try to smooth it. And that's where we should be careful, as we'll see here. Let's see how we can solve that later on, but for time being, let's smooth the outer region. And you can see you already achieved the cavity there, and it is the same technique you can follow for the lips as well. You can bring in a sphere or an oval, hide the face groups, and you can yeah, it's gonna make your job easier. And once this is done, let's see in the quadri measure if it can have. Some cases it causes issues. Yeah, I was guessing the same. If it is smooth, then no problem. Quadri measure, same. Yeah, okay, it's better than I expected. That there, you already created a proper cavity for your eyes. And from here you can inflate further on your eyebrows, or if you want a specific, so whenever you inflate again, you can see it just deforms that, right? So if you want it to be dynamic, like, you can enable dynamic topology again, inflate that region where you want to smooth it, maybe inflate here slightly, and that should move your the nose region a bit. Might be move it. And if you see if it deforms your face groups, you can always come back to reselect the face groups. So you either want the dynamic topology on or off, and change the dot. And this, I just don't want that region, the eyelash region, to be a separate face group, let's say. And that there has been done, and now you can relax it. Once that is relaxed, yeah, let's hit the quadri measure same. So make sure you always relax it before you click the quadri measure. So once you start doing it multiple times, you can see, okay, and you try to solve this right away when you see it. So yeah, hit it again, it's gonna solve that typically. And even, as I said before, even if it is hard to solve, always handy tool is dynamic topology. Go hit it. Might be even smooth, or sorry, if you want to smooth, have face groups on, but in face group mode, so relax, have the dynamic topology on, solve it, then hit same, it tries to solve that within that region. So this same technique, how I created the eye, can use for the lips as well. I also tried doing it manually without using a sphere. So for that you just need to, like, what I tried was use the same face group method. Have added a face group in the middle. Let me reduce the dot size. Added a face group there, and I'll solve this. So it is there, and having the dynamic topology on enabled, I removed certain regions here so that it forms a lip shape. I also tried to solve it here so that it gets thinner towards the edge, and this one as well. So now that you have split the top and the bottom as into two different face group, like you have split it into two face groups there, just click on this. You should create a new face group, and once that is done you can go relax and auto pick. Just need to relax the edges. So in this case I'm gonna increase the detail so that I can work around that area. End of the day, aim is to have a clean edge. Once that is achieved, you can use quadri measure, half it out, and you already see that is cleaner than what was there before. And now that is now a separate face group. You can select that as a face group, has that region, and invert it, and you can now move using the pivot as I did it before. Adjust the pivot, move it in, might be even shrink it, and so you got the shape. Now the face group on, you can move your lips wherever you want. Since these are all different face groups, you can work individually, so you can make the field clearly, and you can have that jawline defined already. And yeah, the lips. See, the lips is left alone when you are moving the face groups, and you click on that face group, and that helps a lot. And go ahead and got this. And as I said before, if you want to do further on this, make sure you hit subdivide once at least. And when I use subdivide, I would rather keep the sharp border on and then subdivide. And now you can use the lasso tool, the face mask tool, to redefine this region here. And I'm going to extend this further, and extend this further a bit. Now if I activate this and relax, you can see you already got the detail what you would be expecting there. and that there is for pink. There. And if you're finding it hard for to access this from, you can always hide the others and go face group. So you can do it from this side if you want. And if you're annoyed by the colors, you can switch off the back color, so you still are gonna see the same face group colors on the other side as well. And again the same thing. I'm gonna go as close to the lip as possible on both sides. And relax it. Relaxed. Slightly in the edge. Perfect. Perfect. Neat. So now that been done, save it first. And quadri measure, same. So you see, I try to do all the possible ways to accommodate all the profiles which you created, and now you just need to move it around as you want, hiding the face group. And that is one method. The other method is, as I shown for the eye. So when you are trying to move all the face group at the same time, you make sure the face group is switched off. And when you have the face group on, now you can see how it is moving around. Yeah, I can play around with that. And the cool part is if you want to inflate just one region there, you can quickly select mask, that, invert, and everything else is going to be selected. I don't know if this inflate affects, yeah, it is just affecting that region. And smooth, yeah, that one. So you can even try to do that whenever. Might be, does it relax it? Yeah, it does. And that is just, I'm just showing it. Okay, and now knowing that, I'm gonna also show you what else we can achieve with this face group modes. So you already know the jawline, you can define it well. Imagine you want to have some weird ridges here. You just need to add a, let's say I'm gonna add a UV sphere and shrink it down, just shrink it such a way that there, and I'm gonna move the pivot slightly up there. And there is another option called transform, right? So if you transform this, it snaps to the object face, the face of the body, wherever you touch. So let's say you have it here, and make sure, well, let's say you are try to create instances or even clone its instance. And instance, let's say you got there. So since it is instance, you can validate. You can give a different phase group for it. Phase group somewhere around, let's say I'm gonna give a black color. Okay, so there is a black color dot, and you just need to mirror it. And mirror, that's everything. And I'm gonna join them. Hide. Why not hide? We shall boolean it straight away. It creates those features there, and those are gonna be individual phase groups now. If you want to play with that, just select on that phase group, invert it. Yeah, let's say you want to inflate it, or maybe even deflate it. Yeah, you can play around with this far more. Even like let's say I'm gonna. So you could have achieved this with using phase groups, like just by using masks as well. But see, look at the topology; it's already clean, and you just need to hit quadratic measure. It should solve it further. I'm gonna yeah, why not? Let's use the same. Okay, if that issue is coming, as I said before, let's do a subdivide before hitting it, and I hope it solves it. Even with that, yeah, obviously you just need to hit mask, close the holes, yeah, phase group, phase group, relax with dynamic topology. Yeah, that should solve that. Okay, so shown above, so this is high detailed. You can see 3000 vertices, like 3 million vertices. Now you know the topology is neat, so you just need to have a clone backup as I do now. We can hit half. Let's go as much as possible in the half mode. You could literally click on some particular value and give it, but let's not be too much ambitious. Know the limitations of your iPad. Have that is the limit there. You can see there's 34k vertices. Yeah, let's say if I mask it, will it affect? It still affects or not? It still affects it. So which is not a good thing, but might be Decimate and then try it. How much did we get? 5,000. Okay, let's say same. Oh, decimation doesn't affect that. That's interesting. Okay. How much it is? 10,000. Now let's hit it again. Yeah, you might have to redo it once you actually would have decimated it all. Might be even decimated the sphere before you boolean it. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys for today. For clean topology, the main tools and phase groups are like main tools I would recommend is phase groups and particularly the dynamic topology and the way you plan your sculpting as well. So now that you have the shape, you can play around with the bodies. And there is another method as well. So once you have created one character with all the desired phase groups, you can even have it as a reference for the future characters, because you can reproject the phase groups and the vertices from the previously created one. But for that, at least you should have created one at least. Okay. Smooth. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. I can cover something else. I have planned for working on the same model for tomorrow with some like the way some hairs. I'm gonna show you for the next video for tomorrow. Yep, see you guys tomorrow.